Rest assured, you two, that I programmed these beauties with a full suite of street-fighting subroutines. Riddler bots, attack! These aren't true artificial intelligences, of course, but then you two aren't true intelligences either. Now calm down, Detective. They don't actually feel pain. What a pair you make. Together, you're just competent enough to survive. Enjoy it while it lasts, Dark Knight. I have more in store for you than hitting things. No doubt you enjoyed that, Detective. It's the most fun you'll have all night. You see, Dark Knight, this feisty felonious feline has been fitted with a shiny new collar. With each challenge you complete, you'll get one little key. Collect every key and the kitty goes free. Remove it too soon and the kitty goes boom! Well, don't just stand there, Dark Knight. Take that rocket-fueled roadster of yours and make your way to the Cauldron Train Yard. My first test is waiting. Patience, Catwoman, patience. I am as excited to reveal what is behind that door as you are to open it. But all in good time. Riddle me this. When does a door lead nowhere at all? When you try to open it too soon. Yard, Batman. Come to the train yard. Beneath those rusty tracks awaits an arena in which our minds will clash. I appreciate you're busy, Batman, what with all the other criminal masterminds on the loose. But I assure you, my scheme is by far the most intellectually engaging. So get thee to the train yard. Oh, Detective, there's still a trial left for you to complete. If it helps, Dark Knight, think of yourself as Hercules, and these as your labors. Except, of course, they are labors of the mind, much unlike that dullard demigod's tedious tests of strength.
No, Batman. I will not share your attentions like some resigned, neglected spouse. Clear the room. Clear.
Ah, Detective, you arrived. I thought Catwoman's little predicament might encourage your participation. I realized, you see, that the kind of image-obsessed narcissist who places bat symbols on his hubcaps would never willingly submit himself to the kind of humiliation I have in store. Yet, here you are, Detective. The humiliation is waiting below. Well then, Detective, it begins. You are staring, with stupefied incomprehension, at a mechanism I have calibrated to respond to an extremely precise radar pulse. In a moment, I will give you the decrypted code, Dark Knight. Oh, but first, I think we should run through the ground rules for tonight's festivities. Rule the first. You will address me at all times as Riddler, the Riddler, or Mr. Nigma, sir. Otherwise, Detective, I expect your patented brand of churlish silence. Rule the second. All gauntlets, cowl-integrated microphones, and other communications devices, bat-themed or otherwise, are to be switched off prior to the start of the test. Should you be caught using any of these, you will be expelled from the course. Rule the third. The use of purpose-built riddle-solving equipment is strictly prohibited. I am familiar with the contents of your utility belt, Detective, and I will be evaluating any sudden additions over the course of this evening most suspiciously. Rule the fourth. In the event of fire or flood, I will be on hand to guide you to the nearest emergency exit. Assuming, that is, you are not too proud to follow my advice. In that eventuality, we will consider your stubbornly prideful suicide an admission of defeat. Rule the fifth. Do not ask for clues. Rule the sixth. Should I, in my exasperation, choose to provide you with a clue, hint, obliquely meaningful insult, or any other form of assistance, you will not ask for further elucidation, but instead thank me for my kind generosity, whilst adhering to the forms of address outlined in the very first rule. Rule the seventh. Bathroom breaks will be administered on a discretionary basis. Should we find ourselves at a pivotal moment in your arduous journey to self-realization and defeat, I expect you to hold it in. Rule the eighth. Any acts incidents resulting from my strict enforcement of the 7th rule are to be considered your fault entirely. Rule the 9th. You are required to recite back to me this full list of rules at any moment I request. Again, keeping in mind the naming conventions I outlined in the very first rule. Rule the 10th. I, the Riddler/Mr. Nigma Sir, reserve the right to add or announce further rules if and when they become necessary. Yes, I know what you're thinking, Detective. Mr. Nigma Sir knows how to meticulously structure a good time. In any case, Detective, I'm getting rather tired of the way your stupidity forces me to outline the basics like this. So here's that code you've been waiting for. Let's see how long it takes for you to figure out how to use it. Well done, Dark Knight. Isn't life more satisfying when you do as you're told? What? How did you solve tonight's very first riddle? Well done. Welcome to my racetrack, Detective. You must complete 3 circuits of this gauntlet, finishing each before the time limit expires. Come now, Detective. Let's put that grotesque ego-mobile to the test. Welcome back, Detective. I thought Catwoman's little predicament would inspire you to make another attempt. Turn around, you dark knucklehead. Detective, I imagine you're feeling quite confused. Allow me to explain what happened. You didn't win this one. Do you understand? Aha! An admission of defeat! Come back whenever you want to reacquaint yourself with my superiority. You're going backwards, Dark Knight. Is this a valiant attempt at a joke? The other way, Detective. How do you know when a bat is bested? When it turns tail and flies away. Be ready, Dark Knight. There's more to this test than just going vroom, vroom really fast. Come now, Detective. Time waits for no man. And I wait for no Batman. It seems you have lost. You know, Dark Knight, I never tire of seeing you fail. Dark Knight, don't waste my time. It's several times more precious than yours. Consider yourself defeated. This test measures intelligence under extreme conditions, Dark Knight, so next time, go faster. You appear to have lost. Can't think and drive at the same time, Dark Knight. Too slow. What was that, a practice run? Try it again at some semblance of speed. Come on, Detective. Back to the start of the course. Oh no, you've lost. What's wrong? Can't cope when I set a time limit? Feel that, Detective? It's called humiliation. Come back to the start of the course and I'll serve up some more. Would you like another attempt at that lap? Tick-tock, Detective, tick-tock. A quite stunning failure. Not fast enough, Detective. Any idiot could do this if he had all day. If you're feeling vainglorious enough for another attempt, Dark Knight, you must trundle back to the start of the course. By all means, fail as much as you like. Faster, Batman, faster! Tortoise and hare-based allegorical narratives hold no truth here. Can that ramshackle motor handle this? Hurry up, Detective. You stand marginally more of a chance of succeeding if you actually begin. I'm shocked, Dark Knight. Is that really as fast as it goes? Faster, Dark Knight, faster! Can those flickering, faltering synapses keep up with my automatically adjusting course? Don't get too confused. Now, right! Let's work that undeveloped brain of yours. Once more onto the track, Dark Knight. Once more! Now pay attention, Detective. Go left. Careful, Detective. I'd like the car to be working when I'm done with you. Oh, Detective, what's that I hear? Is it time's winged chariot hurrying near? You're close, Detective. Don't fumble now. Relax, Dark Knight. The ordeal is over. Such a pity the laws of physics prohibit me from testing my non-Euclidean designs. Now then, Detective, hop on the pressure pad beside me. Listen carefully, Dark Knight. Your friend's life depends on it. Back in the orphanage, a series of glass cabinets have appeared in front of Catwoman. Isn't that right, my dear? Good. One of those cabinets, my dear, has your first key inside. The others, they contain less useful keys. Keys that will unlock the admittedly slight contents of your skull all over the orphanage walls. Your job, detective, is simple. Figure out which cabinet Catwoman must open. And don't get it wrong. Pick a key, Catwoman. It's not hard. It's just a matter of life and death. I do want to assure you, Catwoman, that death will be near instantaneous. You know, I actually prototyped designs for a small portable guillotine, but I went with the collar in the end. Remember, Catwoman, should you die, your short life will have found meaning in my victory. Do you feel lucky, Catwoman? You shouldn't, because it's a form of superstition. What's wrong, Catwoman? You're usually more eager to snatch things that don't belong to you from glass cabinets. I wish I could tell you the correct key, Catwoman, I do. But you'll just have to trust the man who thinks bats can drive cars. Which cabinet, kitty cat? You know what, Batman? That was a fun night. Well, they're not going to reopen the orphanage anytime soon. Wrong key, Catwoman. And I don't do second chances. Well, done to the pair of you. That's the first key collected. Don't expect to be sinking your claws into too many more. No, kitty cat. Walk through there and there'll be a whole new set of paintings all over the orphanage walls. Did you really believe that a challenge designed by me, the Riddler, would be quite so easy? Oh, Dark Knight, you sweet, naive sentinel, of course it wouldn't. But now I have several hundred terabytes of performance data relating to the latest model of rocket-powered hearse you're driving. With that in mind, I have prepared for you something a little less knuckle-whitening and rather more brow-furrowing in Chinatown. Hurry on over, detective, or it won't be curiosity that kills the cat. Batman, it has not escaped my notice that you have failed to arrive at my challenge in Chinatown. Hurry along, detective. I like to avoid winning by default whenever possible. Stuck, Batman? Already? I cannot quite believe this, but I actually feel disappointed. Oh no, Batman. It seems you're far too attached to that fancy tank of yours to solve this one. You know, Dark Knight, on balance, I don't think you're going to figure this out. You're upside down? Oh, Dark Knight, I presumed a base level of competency when designing these trials. This isn't just a test of intelligence, Dark Knight. It's a test of skill. Mind the gap, detective. The wheels on the Batmobile go round and round, Dark Knight, and they do it while touching the ground. Upside down, Dark Knight? Really? Leaving, Batman? I am nothing if not generous. You may return here to fail as often as you wish before the night is done. Ah, detective, you have returned. None the wiser, I expect, than when you previously turned tail and fled. Still, I do hope your little break has allowed you to recover your strength for further failures. Why, hello again, Dark Knight. Back for more? I have hoped you'd choke to death on your previous slice of humble pie. But don't you worry. It's an all-you-can-eat buffet tonight. Oh, detective, this really is quite pathetic. I have beaten you. You ran away. Why submit yourself to further humiliations? Will you die? Or will you survive? Why, you're Schrodinger's Catwoman. If you'll permit the observation. Decapitation was once considered an honorable death. By swords, admittedly, not ingeniously engineered explosives. This is quite the head-scratcher, isn't it? Oops, sorry. probably shouldn't be talking about your heads. Catwoman, this evening is not about you. Wait for Batman. Wait. Sorry, Catwoman, but you must wait for the arrival of my sworn nemesis before I can let you in there. Sorry. Did you think the door was for you, Catwoman? You flatter yourself. Only in Batman's presence shall it open. I see what you're trying to do. You're testing my patience, aren't you? Trying to drive me insane as I watch you struggle with that riddle. Well, ha, Batman, ha! I've made it easy. Now all you have to do is stand in the right place and scan. Close, but it's not quite on the dot. Almost there, Batman, but you haven't quite made my mark. Heavens above! Will you ever figure it out? No, Dark Knight, you're way off the mark. Your mockery is pointless, Cat. I don't have any friends at all. You simply won't solve this one unless you can see things from each other's point of view. You'll never get out of here if you don't learn to communicate. 2 questions and 2 answers, children. But which goes where? Prototypes, Dark Knight. These are merely prototypes. So try to mitigate that primal feeling of triumph upon defeating one. My programming animates these beautiful creations, Dark Knight. My engineering gave them shape. Not one of your absurd fat contraptions is so brilliant. Every robot you defeat merely provides more data for me to analyze, Dark Knight. Is there a reason why you have yet to arrive at Elliott Memorial? Fear of failure, perhaps? Desire to avoid that nasty, achy feeling in your brain when you actually have to use it? And thus, your failure begins anew. So, you have returned to prostrate yourself upon my altar of inadequacy. Very well, meek pilgrim. Really? Again? I knew you were a sadist, Batman, but the masochistic streak surprises me. Oh, welcome back, Dark Knight. I was just thinking that I'd enjoy seeing you fail dismally yet again. Really? You want to try it again? Okay. But it's not as if you don't know what's coming. Very well. If you insist on being a glutton for punishment, then I shall be your saucier. Our specials today in 3, 2, 1, go! Ready, set, go! No, Dark Knight, you are not losing what little grip you had on reality. You've merely entered a brave new world of my design. Oh, you incompetent boy racer. Oh, dear. That would have injured someone whose skull wasn't so thick. Careful, Dark Knight. That car has some value, even if you don't. Oh, dear, you seem to have failed. Is the vehicle to blame or the driver? Come on, detective. Back to the start of the course. The other way, detective. No, Batman, you can't drive through solid objects. It's really basic physics. Try again, Dark Knight, because the timer won't start until you situate yourself at the start of the track. Do you even know what a racing line is? No, detective. Turn around. Come on, detective. It's a linear course. Wrong way, Dark Knight. Don't tell me I need to hover in front of you waving a flag to get you to turn around. An expertly executed failure. Come now, detective. A trained monkey could complete this course. Assuming I had trained him, naturally. Dark Knight, your penance for failure will be journeying back to the start of the course. Not good enough. Too slow, detective. I control these. That ceiling applies 300 dead bats of pressure, detective. I invented the measurement myself. Is this exciting, Batman? An invigorating and thrillizing thrill? Well, it's supposed to be a serious test of skill. I built this course in a sewer, detective. You needed the home team advantage. A quite stunning failure. Would you like to try again, detective? You'll fail once more. And to think, City Hall had let this space go wasted. Faster, Dark Knight. You must heed along like the electrical signals in my supercharged brain. Onward, Batman. Or does the Dark Knight require a pit stop? Very good, Dark Knight. Again! Careful now, Batman. You didn't go to all the trouble of painting that thing just the right shade of black in order to scuff it. Is it a car? Is it a tank? Who cares? Soon it'll be scrapped. That's it. I'm cranking it up. 500 dead bats of pressure. You know, I think the wheels on that thing might actually be as thick as your skull. What a fitting end for you, Detective. A stain on my floor. You'll be crushed, flattened, pulverized. Any second now. I can see it, Detective. You're miscalculating corners, swerving through straights. Ah, the sweet taste of someone else's failure. Faster next time, Detective, or you will fail again. Oh, Dark Knight, that looked like it hurt. Did it? Feeling claustrophobic, Detective? Get ready for the final lap. What's the matter? Don't trust the world's greatest detective to get it right? I used to dream of Batman's death, I admit. But I will happily settle for him causing yours. Oh dear, Dark Knight. What a pity you couldn't bring the Batwing to this one. Hurry along, Dark Knight. This isn't rocket science. Stumped, Dark Knight? I can see your brain flying through the possibilities. Come now, Dark Knight. Don't force me to eject you from the chamber. Very good, Dark Knight. Since you insist on dressing like a flying rat, I thought I'd put those abilities to the test. Bat, the only mammal capable of flight. Since all you do is glide, you're actually a variety of squirrel. Contrary to popular belief, very few bats survive on blood. Most species subsist on insects, whereas you prefer to live off undeserved praise. Ah, Dark Knight, back for another attempt? Good. I'm sure that punching idiots and blowing up tanks will have really aided your lateral thinking. It must feel wonderful, Detective, floating majestically over a city filled with your minute inferiors, much like being me. Creatures known to prey on bats include hawks, owls, some spiders, falcons, and, oh yes, of course, me. How does that cape work? Shape memory fibers? Some sort of collapsible harness? An arrogant insistence that the laws of gravity do not apply to you? You remind me of another plucky young man who likes strapping on a pair of makeshift wings. What was his name? Oh yes, that's right. Icarus. It's a classical reference, you uncultured brute. Now, there's no shame in being stuck. The shame lies in thinking you could beat me in the first place. Admit it, Batman. I am unbeatable. What's it like to be unable to figure out an intellectual challenge, Batman? Flummoxed, Batman, at a loss, completely stumped. That's how I feel when I contemplate how long it's taken to beat you. I thoughtfully located my next challenge by Divinity Churchyard, Detective, so that you can desperately pray for help in overcoming it. The unexamined life is not worth living, Detective, and I've been wondering why I let you aggravate me so. You're a cheat and a liar. A dressed-up strongman playing with expensive toys. World's greatest detective, ha! And everyone from Gotham to Star City believes it. I cannot abide a fraud detective, a dilettante masquerading amongst his intellectual betters, stealing every last scrap of appreciation, dignity, and respect. Don't leave me hanging, Detective. The answer is right above your nose. Well done, Detective. I think you're getting the hang of it. Careful, Detective, or those blades will open up the car like a tin can. You being the expired hunk of stale meat inside. No, Detective, you must avoid the rotating spiky blades of death. Detective, do you have a death wish? Is it merely incompetence in carrying out said inclination that has kept you alive so long? You know, the line between perfectly designed riddle and unfair death trap really comes down to user error. Oh, this is too tense to watch. Thank goodness I'm recording it for posterity. Curiosity didn't kill the cat, Batman. You did. Ready to die, my dear? I have always been the smartest man in the room, Detective, forced to endure the suspicions and mockery of those whose meager mental faculties prohibited them from appreciating that fact. And then you appear in Gotham, dressing up your cognitive capabilities, marginally superior as they are to that of the average hoodlum, in the guise of a crusading hero. And oh, how the people swooned. To the orphanage, hero! It's time to rejoin Catwoman for another trial. Stuck, you two? When the answer strikes you, it'll be like a cartoon light bulb flashing above your head. Oh, what a shock. For you, I mean, Detective. I was expecting it. Oh, come now, Detective. I really couldn't be shining more of a light upon the problem. Don't be afraid, Dark Knight. Just step into the light. Run-a-la Ferry Terminal. My finest trial waits for you there. Afraid? I don't blame you. But given Catwoman's life is in my hands, I must insist you attend. Dark Knight, it's well past time for you to fail my remaining course. Stupidity is no excuse for tardiness, Detective. You might be an idiot, but you could at least try and be a punctual one. Run-a-la Ferry Terminal, Batman. I cannot wait for you to see what I have built there. Your average idiot couldn't even comprehend my work. But you're a slightly above average idiot. My, you're actually going to attempt it. Very well. But this is my finest work, Detective. My masterpiece, my Enigma Resistance. Let us take that inexplicably life-sized children's toy for its final drive. You must forgive me, Batman, but I am suddenly overcome with déjà vu. Didn't you fail this test already? Too slow, Detective. But I don't want you to fail. I want you to die trying. This is it, Dark Knight. Your Tudoberg, your Bay of Pigs, your ultimate defeat. That's it, Detective. Drive faster. Drive headlong into defeat. To clarify, Detective, this bit is not the surprise. When you failed that last lap, I could see the headlines, Detective. Riddler triumphant. Batman disgraced. Gotham awed. Detective, you've already failed. This is simply too hard for you. It's too ingenious. That wall, the loop, the trap. It's noble of you to try the course again, Batman, but really, I don't want to end up pitying you. What? Impossible! That cannot be! You should have fallen to your death. I calculated the curvature precisely. I've got the equations right here. Too slow, Detective, too slow. For a second there, I was almost concerned. Behold your doom. I don't understand. How are you still alive? Oh, of course. You got lucky, didn't you? It was luck. Luck! The kindly lifeguard of the idiot. I can hardly factor luck into my equations now, can I? I'm not a homeopath. You've been waltzing with Lady Luck your whole life, Detective. But now the music stops. Farewell, Dark Knight. No! No, 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 no! This isn't right. This isn't possible. This isn't happening! I am the Riddler, and you shall not defeat me! I knew it. I knew you'd fail. To think you had me worried. How embarrassing. Don't tell anyone. Since you cannot even be counted on to kill yourself, I will do it for you. I'm controlling the mechanisms now. You'll make a mistake. Of course you will. I know you will. You appear to have been utterly crushed by my superiority. Try again, Detective. I have all night. And to think, I was actually concerned you may succeed. I forgot who I was dealing with for a minute there. Don't be ashamed to have failed, Detective. This isn't a racetrack. It's an immaculately constructed work of art. It is perfection. Make your peace, Dark Knight. This really is it. It has to be. I got him. I mean, I knew you'd fail. Never doubted it for a moment. Such a pity I couldn't show you the Riddler mobile. It's bigger, faster, several times more aesthetically pleasing than your vehicle. It's in the shop. Ha! You failed! Your idiocy never ceases to... Well, actually, no. I have come to expect it. Stop not dying! Which key, Catwoman? Oh, it's nail-bitingly, head-explodingly tense. Come now, Batman. Can't figure out which key she should pick? Pick a key, Catwoman. It's not hard. It's just a matter of life and death. Life and death. Checkmate, Batman. I seem to have decapitated your queen. Oh, the collar performed above specifications. Wonderful. Finally, Batman, I'm not the only one to suffer as a result of your incompetence. Do you have a photographic memory, Detective? Because I do. I can summon your sneering features at will. That is when they don't burst unbidden into my brain. I have perfect recall, too. I can remember every time you've hurt me. Sometimes I wake up, Dark Knight, to the feel of your hands around my neck, your carbon fiber-coated fists smashing into my solar plexus. How dare you brutalize me? Me! Your intellectual superior. You're better. Me! Edward Nygma, the Riddler! And the world's greatest everything. You're a thug, Detective, a bullying emblem of the arrogant notion that might makes right. Come back to the orphanage, where I will end you and the unjust things you stand for. Batman, my final test awaits you. Find that gimmicky little gadget you assembled back in Arkham City and bring it to the orphanage. Quickly! Not yet, Batman. You're lacking something. And I don't just mean basic intelligence. No, Batman. For once, you are physically under-equipped as well as mentally. You had a gadget in Arkham City. Where is it? I charge you with bringing it. Oh, Batman, you disappoint me. In Arkham City, you create an electric charge device, which I admit took some scrap of ingenuity. And then you failed to bring it tonight. No. Eager as I am to see your ultimate failure, you are currently ill-equipped for the challenge. And that would take the satisfaction out of victory. Riddle me this. How can you play my game when you've already been barred? Perhaps you're looking at this conundrum the wrong way. You can't go through it, children. And no, you cannot tunnel under it either. You will not win this! Prepare for disintegration! You cheater! You fraud! You chancing, fumbling amateur!
Look what you have reduced me to, Batman! If you cannot simply bow down to your obvious superior, then I will stoop to your pathetic pugilistic level and make you! I designed this suit to perfectly defend myself against your violent excesses, so please understand, Dark Knight, this is an intellectual victory above all.
Thank you, Batman, for teaching me the effectiveness of violence tonight. Die, father! I mean, Batman! I'll subtract you from this equation.
Now color me triumphant.
Ready to be vaporized? This is the end! My apotheosis! You shall be ashes! Burn, Batman! You think me outwitted? Prepare to be outbeaten!
Which color do you prefer?
Every blow! Sweet vengeance!
This is embarrassing, you two, really! Can't think and hit at the same time.
Break this arm! My share! Moron! In hand! Who's strong now? You cannot fight me, Batman. You are not worthy. Riddle me this. What kind of fool tries to face me before he has earned the privilege? The early bat does not catch the worm, detective. Bat does not. No, Dark Knight. You haven't earned the right to face me. Let's see, has Batman solved all of my riddles? No, he has not. Is he going to fight me? No, he is not. No. Batman, I have contributed to the ongoing redevelopment of Founders Island by filling it with riddles. When you die trying to solve them, I will generously allow the city to transform my creations into public exhibits. Dear Gotham, this is a public service announcement. I just wish to inform you that Batman has not solved my riddles because he is deeply stupid. Thank you. You may now all go about your tedious lives. Remember, Batman, some of my riddles are death traps. Elegant, beautiful, ingeniously designed death traps. And you'd better solve them before some poor innocent soul attempts to save. What's that, Batman? You can't solve my riddles? Well, why is that, world's greatest detective? What? You're a fraud? Oh, no, don't break down in tears. Sorry, what was that? I, the Riddler, am better than you? Oh, yes, you crybaby crusader. Yes, I am. There's still riddles on Founders Island, Dark Knight. What are you, stupid? Oh, yes. Yes, you are. I must say, Batman, that I was disappointed by the caliber of scientific research in Simon Stagg's airship. So, I filled them with riddles instead. 375-1945 and 4. Oh, is this thing on? I was just mentally calculating pi to 10 trillion digits. 10 trillion, the sort of intellectual challenge I like to conquer, while you are out there in the city failing to solve my riddles. So many riddles unsolved, detective. Doesn't it drive you mad? Doesn't the messy, untidy lack of completion gnaw at your soul? No. Congratulations, Batman. You solved all my riddles and defeated me. Oh dear, my mistake. You haven't defeated me at all. In fact, you're doing very poorly. You know, Batman, as I contemplate how long it's taken you to solve these riddles, I wonder if I should become my own nemesis. Why not? I already play myself at chess and cook myself nutritionally perfect meals before conducting thrilling discussions with myself online using multiple usernames. It's the next logical step. Don't mistake my hiding beneath the orphanage floor for cowardice, Batman. I merely don't fight people who haven't proved themselves worthy. Keep solving those riddles, detective. I won't allow myself the pleasure of crushing you beneath my giant metal foot until you do. Did you like my mechanized exoskeleton, Batman? Solve my riddles and I'll let you see it again. Yes, you'll get a very close look indeed. There are riddles to be solved on Viagati Island, Batman, which is named for the tribe who lived in Gotham in pre-colonial times. They worshipped bats, you know. Worship? Idiots. Has anyone seen Batman? He and I are due to battle to the death once he finishes solving my riddles, but, well, I haven't seen him yet. Oh, well, I'm sure it's stupidity rather than cowardice holding him back. 375-1945 and 4. Oh, is this thing on? I was just mentally calculating pi to 10 trillion digits. 10 trillion digits. That's just the sort of intellectual challenge I like to conquer, while you are out there in the city failing to solve my riddles. Or, detective, craving a grimly satisfying reminder of your own stupidity? Then test your mind against the brand new riddles in Stagg's airship, the malicious hideout, and the abandoned film studios. Stagg's airship, the malicious hideout, and the abandoned film studios. Every riddle has been placed. My master plan is in effect. Forget all those other pretenders. Remember who your real nemesis is. No! How is that possible? They're not supposed to obey orders from anyone with a sub-150 IQ. Oh, Batman, you've barely begun begun to solve my conundrums. In fact, Gotham remains riddled with them. I've been waiting for years to use that one.
No, they should obey me, not you. I am their creator and their god. I literally programmed a basic religion into those malfunctioning blasphemers.
Batman, you're probably wondering how I got my microbombs into those rioters' skulls. Why, I told them they had brain cancer, of course. They paid through the nose for the surgery, and the bomb went in the same way. Well done, Detective. You've solved 15% of my riddles. Of course, anything less than 100% is a failing grade. Look, Batman, just admit that you have absolutely no interest in saving those rioters with bombs for brains, and I will press the detonation switch right now. Fine, have it your way. The offer stands. Batman, you have solved over 20% of my riddles. Congratulations! Unfortunately, you've now reached what I call the stupidity threshold. In layman's terms, my little layman, they were the easy ones.
How are you doing this? Those robots are unhackable. I made sure of it.
Now, Batman, when you solve the remaining riddles in stag airships, you must promise not to tear off that suit and join your monkey brethren as they fling feces against the walls, okay? I'm doing you a favor, Batman. Just let these hoodlums die. Well, a quarter of my riddles solved, but at what cost? This is a war of attrition, Detective. I'm burning through your brain cells like so much cheap kindling, and I'm warming my hands on the blaze. So many riddles unsolved, Detective. Doesn't it drive you mad? Doesn't the messy, untidy lack of completion gnaw at your soul? No.
This is absurd. An outrage. How would you like it if I started ordering Robin around? Batman? So, even the robots betray me. Oh, they will suffer, Detective. I'm coding the virus right now.
Congratulations. You found one of the easy ones. There are still puzzles to solve at the film studios, Detective. Fittingly, each one is both a mystery and a thriller. Another riddle solved, Detective. No. You may keep the trophy. I made it for you. One remaining rioter rigged to blow. But he's the worst of the bunch, Detective. Evil incarnate. An IQ so low, even you could outwit him. Are you really going to save this worthless sack of semi-sentience just to prove me wrong? A fluke, Detective. A very palpable fluke.
I don't know how you're doing this, but not one of those treacherous tin men will be receiving the heart I promised them.
Congratulations, Detective. 100 riddles solved. Fittingly, it took you a century, too. You did it? Well, I suppose in a theoretically infinite universe, anything's possible.
No, stop that! Obey me, my pretty, not him. Obey.
Greetings, idiot. I just wanted to remind you that you've solved a mere... What? 50%? That can't be right. Idiot? I mean, yes. I just wanted to remind you that you've solved a mere over half of my riddles. Good day to you, sir.
Cheater! Swindler! Charlatan! The riddle wasn't ready. Put it back! Now!
Congratulations, Dark Knight. Now, I know it's exhausting, but think of your brain as a muscle and these riddles as, I don't know, push-ups, crunches, curls, whatever it is your kind does when confronted with a gym mat.
I'm not going to congratulate you, Batman. You stole a trophy from an unfinished riddle. I reward intelligence, not initiative.
This one's particularly ingenious, Detective. You'll be stuck for... What? Already?
You're only hurting yourself, Detective. Had I been allowed to finish that riddle, it would have been twice as intellectually enriching.
No! I had 4 times as much brow furrowing allocated to that riddle. You solved it? But this is merely check, Detective. Soon I will be mating you. Wait, I meant chess. Chess, you base, gutter-minded savage!
75 riddles remain. And when you solve them all, we will do battle, Detective. Glorious battle. With one minor caveat. You won't solve them all.
Well done, Detective. When I tested that riddle on one of my childhood bullies, he simply could not solve it. Not even on pain of death.
50 riddles to solve. A fine place to give up. I won't think less of you for waving the white flag of surrender, Detective. In fact, I can't think less of you.
No! How did you... The dolts I hired must have failed to construct the riddle according to instructions.
Well. 25 riddles remain. By now your brain cells lay dying, strewn over your cerebral lining like Allied soldiers across the beaches of Normandy. Rally the troops, Detective. Our final battle draws near. You seem to have failed, Detective. An utter failure. I'm not surprised. You failed, Batman. Get used to it. A failure for a failure. Perfect. You failed.
Solve the puzzles in Scarecrow's hideout, Batman. Unlike that rogue psychologist, my riddles are truly villainous.
My, only 10 riddles remaining. You must be getting rather nervous at the thought of confronting me, right? You do realize, Detective, that we are going to fight, don't you? To the death. I, of course, am not afraid. But I want you to consider solving the remaining 9 riddles very carefully. For your own sake. 8 left. 8 left? I don't know exactly how you're cheating, Detective, but I know you are. I'm beginning to think you don't deserve the privilege of battling me. Perhaps I will withhold the honor. On principle. Very well. When we fight, I will not go easy on you, but unleash the full force of my fury. Your chances of doom increase exponentially with each of the 7 remaining riddles you solve. And when I use exponentially, Detective, I use it correctly. 6 riddles left. This is patently absurd. You should have literally died from the mental exhaustion hours ago. So, 5 riddles left. No doubt you left them because they were too hard. You probably thought you lacked the relevant gadget. But too bad, Detective. You're just too dumb. 4 to go. I am oiling my mechanisms in anticipation of our confrontation, Detective, but I expect you'll disappoint me. 3 left? My, you're rather keen on fighting me, aren't you? Well, good. I'm looking forward to it, too. 2 left? 2 riddles remaining? It's impossible. It's like I've been transported to some alternate reality where you are the genius and I am the idiot with an overinflated sense of his own abilities. 1 riddle remaining. I don't understand. What I do know, Detective, is that you can't even fail correctly. That's how incompetent you are.
So, you solved them all. Well. What a smart little detective you turned out to be. My one mistake has always been very slightly overestimating just how stupid you are. Come back to the orphanage, Detective, and I'll deconstruct you like a flimsy philosophical position. It's time, Batman. Time for us to correct the evolutionary aberration that is the all-too-frequent triumph of brawn over brains.
Well, Dark Knight, it seems you have earned the right to die at my mechanical hands. But let it be clear. We do not meet as equals. In fact, you literally have not a hope of victory. Oh, I wish I could say that I have found this one-sided rivalry of ours intellectually stimulating, but in truth, I grew bored of you long ago. Killing you here will finally liberate me to engage in more edifying pursuits. Goodbye, Detective. You will be neither missed nor remembered.
Riddle me this. What's mechanical, homicidal, and red all over? Let's mix things up. Fail, Detective! I, Diddle, answered this riddle. You solved all my riddles? How? Burn, Batman! How did you do it? How did you solve them all? You are bested. You are conquered. You are mine.
change. Too hard for you. This color suits you better. You think you're smarter than me? You shouldn't be here. You shouldn't have got this far. I will beat you. You cheated. I will forcibly extract a confession. Nope. Try again. So many riddles. There's no way you solved them all. Time for a change. Riddle me this. Thank you, Batman, for teaching me the effectiveness of violence tonight. You shouldn't be here. You shouldn't have got this far. Float like a butterfly. Sting like a lesser giant hunting ant. Can you keep up? Your anti-intellectual oppression ends here. Who's strong now? Moron!
Detective, I am literally watching you this very moment. That will not work.
This is embarrassing, you two, really. Hit it again. Go on. Might let you have half a brain. Nope. Try again. Wrong. How I love to see you fail. Think and hit at the same time. A hydraulic haymaker. Now color me triumphant. Keeping up. Here, my metal muscles. I'll smash you into elementary particle paste. You cannot defeat me. You think you're smarter than me? Arise, my pretties. I will beat you. Solve this one. I cannot be beaten. Get up, you damn machines. No, my plan! My plan! This is the end. My victory. My just reward. I am the best. I am the Riddler. Arise, my pretties. It was perfect. My perfect victory. No. I will die before I am defeated. You think you can defeat my creations? Do you even understand the numerous chemical processes that occur during combustion?
That's the beauty of fire. No riddles. It's so easy to understand.
You may be an expert in the art of killing things, Wilson, but you'll find I'm an expert at everything else.
Only puzzle I ever had to solve was reinflating my own lung while under fire in the Hindu Kush Valley.
Your riddles are a cruel waste of time, just like Gotham's courts.
How nice to see you, Dent. Still relying on that coin to make decisions rather than faultless logic and cognitive prowess?
It is no one but the Lord who moves in mysterious ways.
Oh, please don't proselytize to me. I have no need for the superstitious nonsense you peddle. Ah, Cobblepot, you vicious, inelegant, tacky bully. How is that Napoleon complex of yours,
Tell me, Nigma, if you're such a smart-ass, what you doing in here?
Your intellect is no match for the mind of the Lord. You are nothing but a worm burning in the sun.
Your faith in mindless superstition is as misplaced as your desire to emulate Gotham's overrated defender. You outdated 11th century anachronism. Locked in here, surrounded by inferior minds. I can almost feel them sucking the intelligence out of me. You must be so pleased with yourself. I expect that cowl-clad cranium is fit to burst. Don't worry, Batman. I will come back from this. You see, I'm blessed with the capacity for self-improvement. Sadly, something you lack. It would be nice if your intellect could move beyond its bestial beginnings, but alas, taking the bat out of the cave is far easier than taking the cave out of the bat. You, come here. No, stop struggling. You'll have to go through her to get to me. There still must be some things you won't do. Now put down the gun and back off! I mean it! Stay back! Stop! Why won't you die? Damn you! Back or she dies! Drop the gun and back off! You won't hurt me! I can't believe you. You may have everyone in here fooled with your little Bruce Wayne charade, but not me, Batman. You'll never fool me.
You heard about Riddler? He's gone crazy. Crazier than usual, anyway. I heard Riddler's got something real special planned. Two-Face, Penguin, Riddler, screw them all. I'm working solo from now on. Things are gonna change when Batman's gone. Those super freaks don't know what they're in for. Penguin, Two-Face, Riddler, Harley, all of them. Back before Batman, we didn't need to hide behind nut jobs like that. And when they kill him, we won't need to again. So, Riddler's gone crazy.
Gone crazy? Guy's nuttier than any of them, if you ask me.
Oh, he's gone worse. All he talks about is Batman. All he thinks about is Batman. He spent 3 straight hours lecturing us on things that eat bats. Owls, mostly. You want to break the bat? Then forget Scarecrow, Two-Face, Penguin, and the rest of those punks. Enigma's the man with the plan. The Riddle guy? Nah, I'm not buying it. Trust me, this guy's IQ is through the roof. You want to catch the Dark Knight, you need to be smart. Enigma's smarter than all of yous put together.
If he's so smart, how come the bat's still out there?
Enigma's got a plan. You'll see. You don't believe me? Go ask Catwoman. She's right in there, all tied up and waiting for the bat to come save her. That's when the fun starts. I can't believe Riddler caught the cat. Penguin's never been able to do that. I'm telling you, Enigma's the man to work for. I mean, he talks down to you a bit, but still.
Now, if the Riddler beats the bat, I'll work for him.
I used to work for Joker. Riddler's the boss of the year by comparison.
You think Riddler will mind if we take a peek at Catwoman in there?
At least when Riddler's on the billboard, you can tune it out. All those big words. Scarecrow gives me the creeps. So, Riddler bagged the cat, did he? Oh, he'll regret pissing her off. Riddler built a robot army? Oh, man. What's Riddler want Catwoman for anyway? I thought he was all about the bat. Riddler's got Catwoman. Good. That little thief clawed off half my face in Arkham City. Why'd we bring all these cities in on the op? That Riddle guy, the Brit, wild cards, all of them. Between Riddler and Scarecrow on those billboards, I'm kind of hoping for a power outage. Riddler's gonna regret going after Catwoman. She's more into that whole vengeance thing than the bat.
Riddler's been working on this stuff for months.
I think Riddler's gonna kill Batman and Catwoman tonight.
Maybe he really is a genius.
You see all these weird trophy things around the place? It's the Riddle guy. Don't ask. Baffler? Twizzler? No, it's Riddler. I'm sure of it. That's what I'm telling you. There's lots of them. You ever heard of Clue Master? You're kidding, right? That one leaves clues at the scene of the crime, not riddles.
Catwoman? What'd she do to make Enigma angry?
Nothing. Not a thing. He just grabbed it and get to the bat.
Thought he was supposed to be a genius.
You hear? Recon team stumbled on one of the Riddle guy's hideouts. He sounds crazy.
This one's for you, Eddie. Eddie sounded pretty pissed. Make sure that last test isn't just a trap. So this is it, right? Eddie's usually as good as his word. Usually.
Guys, this might sound crazy, but I'm pretty sure I just saw a robot walking around out here. I mean, with the bat, you know he's out to get you, right? At least Catwoman leaves you alone half the time.
Yeah, no, Riddler's gonna have a wolf hunt him down.
Idiot. So Riddler just let a bunch of guys go.
Really? No severance?
Nothing.
Man, what have I been saying? It's time the muscle in this town unionized.
So I tried one of those question mark games they have around here. Pretty fun. Couldn't do it, though. So I found this little question mark statue, right? Cool, I thought. A little Gotham souvenir. Thing damn near electrocuted me when I picked it up. God, will Scarecrow ever shut up? I feel like I spent all night watching an infomercial for fear toxin. Yeah, and then the Riddle guy comes on during the breaks. What's with all the green question mark crap around the place? Some sort of citywide art festival? Pretty damn pretentious if you ask me.
So does Gotham, like, have robots? I could have sworn I saw a robot earlier.
Batman, buddy, you got this all wrong. I'm a triple agent. I wasn't working for Riddler. I just wanted him to think I was working for him while I fed him bad intel. But, look, Batman, no hard feelings. In your position, I'd have probably done the same thing. Can't be too careful, right? So, you can let me out now, okay? Fine. I admit it. Sold info to Riddler on the side, but I needed the money. I'm really, really sick, Batman. Really. So why don't you show a little mercy and let me go home? Riddler's really got it in for you, you know. Seriously, I've never seen a guy so obsessed. He'll get you sooner or later, Bat. Either that or you'll drive him mad. It used to be funny. You know, you'd haul Eddie in and he'd sit in his cell lecturing anyone who'd listen about how stupid you were. And then one day, it just wasn't funny anymore. It was pathetic. He stopped taking care of himself. With that crazy look in his eyes, I swear, man, he's broken. You broke him. And now you threw me in here for feeling sorry for him. Screw you.
Gun runners, plant people, riddle-obsessed crazies, flying demon things, bodies nailed to the frickin' wall, and now cults? I want to